begin the difficult process of school change, the National Department of Education appointed a task team to develop guidelines for the establishment of democratic and participative management in schools. Their report, Changing Management to Manage Change, suggests far-reaching changes to schools. Mahanjana discusses with Stella Kabwe, a lecturer in Education Leadership and Administration at the University of Natal Pietermaritzburg, the merits and demerits of the report.
We're saying that education management development in the first place is the key to transformation in education. And then the second thing is that management in education is to make things happen. That is the end goal, and then you can only be judged as a manager or a leader by the effectiveness of the school itself, the level of success of the learners and the quality of the education that they are gaining. Again, the major focus of the report is to say that we need to move more towards participative management, whereby you really involve the teachers as well as the learners in terms of managing the school effectively.
That might be the context of the report, but what is the motivation behind it? Why is it that the department embarked on this process?
To enable the managers to play a facilitative role rather than a controlling function, to shorten the bureaucratic chain of command and control, to give the school committee a sense of empowerment, that is a sense of empowerment for teachers as well as the students, and also the community at large, and also for sharing the responsibility in terms of decision making. The end result, which is the focus of the report, is that the culture of teaching and learning then becomes improved because people then begin to work to much more clearer goals, which they've been part and parcel of in terms of formulating.
There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when that is so far removed from the realities at the school level that you have a problem. My problem with it is that that kind of thing requires empowerment. People would want to participate. My own experience, for example, in Zambia is that most parents see schools as a different world, where they don't have the expertise to say what, they would like to happen.
There are many ways of participating in a school which doesn't warrant that you need to be able to read and write. If I can just make an example, I saw it happening in one of these schools, I think more of the former Model C schools, where real people would sit back and begin to say, perhaps I don't have much to contribute because of my level of education and the like. But because of the initiatives from the school management team and also the school governing bodies, I saw a lot of development. One is more of practically really inviting some of the people who are heroes, despite of their own levels of education, and begin to share their experiences and the ideas of how they are very much involved in school issues, even though they wouldn't contribute in terms of the content and the like. So that one aspect really makes people to begin to feel that if people of my own caliber can do it, then I can also do it. I think it's more of what I'm talking about, it's more of, I think, subjective empowerment. But also, secondly, now, I think it's more of structured interventions, specifically as to how do you support your child? How do you discipline the child at home? How do you give a good quality time between yourself and your children? By so doing it at home, then you are also impacting on the quality of management in the school, because then your kid will be disciplined, and as such, then it means he or she can begin to find a sense of meaning in being at school as well.
As long as parents are not empowered to participate effectively, to make decisions, financial or otherwise, which will allow things to happen at the school level, I don't see how participation can create better decision making at school level than before.
The success of the Changing Management to Manage Change report depends on you as a teacher understanding your role as a manager, and on parents not only being given a role in decision making, but being empowered to participate in that process with confidence and skill. What are your fears as a teacher regarding this? Do you think that you can be an effective participant in the management of your school? Turn to section 3.3 of your learning guide and complete activity 12.